Hi guys. If you notice, I am wearing the exact same shirt and pants and everything from my last video. That is because I just filmed it right now. So please ignore that and pretend that this is another day. Yes. Alright guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Today is like my little part 2 of the books that I've read this year and my thoughts on them. Now, in these 2 videos, I'm not talking about all the books I've read so far this year because some of them are just middle of the road. Don't even need to mention them. My last video was all of my favorites that I love, I'm obsessed with, I'll never stop thinking about. Now this is the opposite. These are the books that I either hated so much, they were boring, or I was just so disappointed in them. Surprisingly, I don't own a lot of the books that I hated, so I guess that's a good thing. Most of the books that I have physical, I really liked, so kudos to me, honestly. But the one book that I do have physical that's on this list, let's go ahead and start with this. Let's start off strong. Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. Okay, I know that this is widely loved. My friend Lauren loves this whole series. I just don't know. Objectively, it is well written. I think the story is probably fine for people. People probably like it. I just didn't care about anything in this book. I was not invested in Georgie and her story, honestly. Her and the other gal pals could have died. I probably wouldn't have cared. Sorry, the smut in this, I also didn't care about. I don't know, I'm not obsessed with these blue barbarians, but other people are, so maybe you should read this. I just didn't like it. I did rate it 3 stars. It was a very generous 3 stars. In my heart, it is probably a 2, but I think that the story is good enough for a 3. I felt bad while I was rating it, but I just want everybody to know my real rating is probably a 2. Now, that is literally the only book on this list that I have physically, so let's talk about the other books on my list of books that I hated. Now, the next book is going to probably be my worst book of the entire year. I don't know if anything else can beat this. It is Broken Bonds, or These Broken Bonds, or something about bonds being broken, by Bree. I was bamboozled. I was bamboozled by this book and these ratings. This has like a 4 point something, like 4.5, something crazy on Goodreads, and it has a lot of ratings as well. So I was like, oh, cool, a little fantasy romance, so why choose? And I'm not really a fan of like contemporary romance. I mean, I haven't tried a lot of it, so we'll see. So I do like fantasy romance, so I was like, ooh, okay, let's read this. And I was like, it's gonna give like Zodiac Academy vibes. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be entertaining. Maybe not the best, but at least it'll be entertaining. This was awful. This was so bad. I hated it so much. No, I can't even tell you what it's about. This girl who's like trying to hide the fact that she has powers, but then her bonded find her. I don't really know. I don't know. Her bonded were annoying. There was like not even any smut in this, except for like one forced scene, which was disgusting to me. So honestly, I don't recommend this, and I don't know why everybody loves it. If you love it, tell me why, and tell me what I'm missing. Am I missing something? I don't know. Okay, that's it. Okay, the next book is another romance, another fantasy romance. All 3 of these books have all been fantasy romance. Maybe that's what it is for me. I'm like, I don't like that. But I think I do. I don't know. It is Triathlons and Tentacles, or Tentacles and Triathlons. I don't know. The book is over here. It is by Bennett. Now this book is super cute. I did rate this, I think I rated it a 3.5 or a 4 or something like that, because the story is so cute and I loved it. The reason it's on this list though is because I can't do the tentacles. I'm fine with monster smut, okay? I'm fine with that. But I think they need to be a little more human. And this was, it was just weird. I don't know. The way that the tentacles worked. Maybe read this. It's a short read. I'm pretty sure it's on Kindle Unlimited. I think that's where I read it. Tell me what you think about it. I'm not judging. But yeah, let me know. Let's honestly go ahead and stick with romance while we're here. I think this is my last romance book that is on this list. It is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I didn't love this book. This was actually our February pick for the book club. I think, I don't remember. It was a part of our book club. And I did like the romance. I really liked Nate Hawkins. I think he is a great book boyfriend, but there was just things about the story I did not like at all. I think I rated this a 3, but it's like a 2 in my eyes. The story is good enough that I rated it a 3, but I just, I didn't like it. Now, Stassi, let's start with her. She's our main character. She's a figure skater, and she basically, something happened to her partner that she has to practice with Nate, okay? And they're great. Their relationship, I love it. But the way that she talks about how she's been in therapy for all these years, and she kind of uses that, not against people, but just like in her own little head and things. She's like, oh, I can do this because I've been in therapy for all these years, but he hasn't had that. That's why they don't know that. I'm like, girl, please. And then this is going to be a major spoiler. So if you don't want spoilers for Icebreaker, please don't watch this part. I will keep the spoilers up until I'm done. The side character who is, or was, is, I don't know, Stassi's skate partner. I think his name was Aron. I don't know. I hate him so much. He is my least favorite character ever in the entire world. Probably that's being dramatic, but I didn't like him. The way that he was forcing an eating disorder on Stassi, I just hated so much, and it made me so uncomfortable. I feel like a skate partner can be terrible and hateful and sabotage her in another way, but the fact that he was forcing an eating disorder on her and she didn't even know, I just was very uncomfy. And that being in a romance book for me, it just took me out of the story, and I didn't really care as much about the romance because of all of that happening. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if I like contemporary romance, because there's those things that happen, and when it's in a real world like that, I feel like I'm just more uncomfortable because it's, I don't know, it feels like real people, even though I know it's not. So yeah, those are my thoughts. And then my last 2 books are gonna be horror books. Let's start with The Cuck by Aron Beauregard. This is literally like 70 pages long, something like that. Why did I read this book, okay? Why did I read this? I don't understand. I didn't know what a cuck was until I read this, and then I saw that like it was explaining what it was, and everybody else around me knew what it was. I was like, what? Also, is that a bad word? I don't know, but if it is, somebody tell me. This is about these 2 guys that answer an ad to go and sleep with this woman, and her husband happens to be there, and he's like, yeah, I just love to watch. Turns out that was not her husband, and crazy stuff happens. I do like the gore in this book, but it was just kind of boring. I don't know, maybe it's because it was 70 pages. It was boring, it was weird. I don't know, the way that they talked about the wife and then the pictures were a little weird. I don't know, I can't tell if it was boring or too weird for me, but it wasn't weird enough at the same time. Don't read this book. My last book is probably my most disappointing read because I thought it was gonna be so good. It is The Shuddering by Ania Ahlborn. I had such high expectations for this, oh my gosh. I thought it was gonna be like a cool monster slasher. I saw that Gabby Reed's reviewed this on Goodreads, and Haley raves about Ania Ahlborn all the time. I haven't read Brothers, so I know I'll probably like that book, but I was like, oh, a little monster book, okay, cool. This was so boring. Literally so boring. The gore in this wasn't even gory. Like, the kills, I didn't care. It was just drama with this family and these other people. I don't know. It was so boring. And I chose this for my coworkers to read because most of them don't read horror a lot. So I was like, ooh, okay, I get to pick a book. I want to do a horror book. I want you guys to read it. And I chose this. No. But I do think that if you don't normally read horror and you only read like regular fiction, maybe you'll like this because it feels like it should be a fiction book that just has like horror elements in it, kind of like Bunny by Mona Awad, even though that's probably way better than this book. It's just, it was so boring. So maybe I don't recommend it. I don't know. Yeah. Alright guys, thank you for watching this. I know it wasn't a lot of books, so that's pretty good. Even though I had a super long reading slump in March, I think? No, in April. I had my super long reading slump in April. I feel like all the books I have read this year have just been so good, or if they weren't just so super good, amazing, I wasn't obsessed with them, they were at least okay and I like them. So this list is not very long. I thought I was gonna hate more of them, but I'm glad it wasn't that long. I think I learned from this video that I just don't like romance. But I'm trying. I'm actually currently reading a romance right now, so I'm hoping that I'll really like it. And it is contemporary, so we shall see. But anyways, thank you for watching my video. I love you so much. Please subscribe, like, comment. Let me know if you like these books. Don't come for me for not liking Icebreaker Barbarians. That's it. Okay, bye.